let's talk a little bit about the Astros. Let's get into this a little bit, Brig, because
Okay. Okay.
there was first a mess that came out, and then they decided to kind of a little bit maybe apologize,
Oh my gosh.
something like that.
Oh.
So let's get into the mess first. So there was a whole lot of finger pointing,
Finger pointing.
finger pointing this week.
Yeah.
For some reason, everybody was saying, "Oh no, this is Beltran." Carlos Beltran was the guy in the clubhouse. Brian McCann went to approach him about it. He steamrolled him and said, "No, this is what we're doing. This is how we're doing it." Um, First off, I was like, "Okay, if that's the case, let's hear from Beltran. You know, if his name's getting scraped through the mud, what does he have to say about it?"
Right.
Because I want to know what he thinks. And you would think that he would be the guy who would be able to come out and say, "This is exactly what went on. This was, so and so was wearing a buzzer or was not." Because at this point, he's the only guy I'm going to believe.
Well, he
Because
has nothing to
he's
lose.
got nothing to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. He's got nothing to lose if he brings out the truth. Because his reputation can only go up from here if this is the case. And so I really wanted to hear from him this week, but it hasn't happened yet.
Mum. He's being mum, bro.
Exactly. And then we had, what was it, Thursday happened with the Astros.
Gosh, Thursday. We should call it
So
something.
for those of you, what's that?
We should christen it something like Bloody Thursday or Dark Thursday or Liar's
Maybe,
Thursday.
yeah,
or something.
maybe Dark Thursday.
Yeah.
I like Liar Thursday. That's better because. So they had for those who didn't see, Alex Bregman came out and spoke for, oh geez, well I think it was like 44 seconds. Somebody said,
Yeah.
kind of, maybe a little bit apologized. I don't know. His words, he said words that came with an apology, but his tone was not, and his tone and body language were not apologetic at all.
Yep.
Brig, I heard it this week. Somebody said, I think it was J.A. Adonde with ESPN said, that's, what was it? The way that Alex Bregman apologized was like double spacing a term paper. It was a 15-second apology given in 30 seconds.
Double spacing a term paper. That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was great, and I thought it was perfect. It was a perfect description of how it happened.
Yeah.
Because it was like, because he kind of talked a little bit like this with lots of breaks. And it was bad. And then
Like
then
William
Jose
Shatner who
Altuve got
doesn't
up.
care.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. It was a lot like William Shatner. But then Jose Altuve got up there and, he apologized and everything. But the best part to me of the whole thing was there were pictures of the press conference and Bregman's up there talking and Altuve's in the background. You can see him just like, he looks like a 7-year-old kid who had just gotten scolded, for something. He just had his hands between his legs and kind of slouched over looking down, just like, oh.
Like practiced remorse.
Yes, that's exactly what it looked
Right?
like.
Like somebody
That is
said
100%
this,
what it looked like.
this is how you're supposed to look.
Mm-hmm.
And he faked it.
Yeah. Yep. For sure.
Black.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like the whole time. And it was awful. And honestly, like, and then the Jim Crane thing. Did you hear what Jim Crane did?
Yes. Tell everybody.
Okay, so Jim Crane is the owner of the Astros, and he talked for like 20 minutes. But he was kind of talking in circles back and forth and backtracking a lot. So he had said, what was it? He said that we're sorry that it impacted the. Oh no, he said we don't think it impacted the game at all.
Yeah, that's exactly
and then later
what
he said something. And then later he said it impacted the game, and the reporters were like, "Wait, you said it didn't impact the game?"
Yeah.
I never said that.
Yeah.
Excuse what? What? Yes.
Yeah, like,
does he have speaking amnesia or something? Oh boy.
It was such a joke, bro. Like
it was. It really was. And my buddy and I were talking about it, and he's like, it's kind of a slap in the face. I was like, here's what it is. I was like, the cluelessness to me is laughable.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, we're so sorry. I don't understand why everybody is questioning us. But then the flippantness of the way that they're apologizing, that to me was the slap in the face.
Yes. So here's what I took away
Because
from that.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. You're good.
Here's what I took away from that. I thought, like, this, if I'm Rob Manfred and I still have an active investigation open, right? Now, of course, it's against the 2018, or it's into the 2018 Red Sox team, but this press conference would give me reasonable cause to go back and look at the Astros. Maybe call it 2018 or even 2019. But I would investigate.
I agree.
I would open a new investigation, or I would allow more latitude in the 2018 Red Sox investigation to sneak back to the Red Sox somehow. And I would find a way to make sure, or to see if Jim Crane really did have knowledge of what was going on. Because if he's willing to come out and say at any level that we do not believe this impacted the game, lifetime ban. Boom. Get him out of here. Right? Force him to sell the team. Yeah. Force him to sell the team. Lifetime ban from baseball, right along with Alex Cora and Carlos Beltran. Just get him out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
Yeah, I was infuriated.
And yeah, it was bad. It was bad all around. And the one little breath of fresh air I felt like was Carlos Correa. He was the one guy who seemed like he was like, what was he said at one point, he said nobody was wearing a buzzer. He's like, and if I'm lying about that, that's my credibility. That was like the one honest phrase I felt like came out of that entire clubhouse that entire day.
Right.
You know, Justin Verlander said, I wish I'd done more. Well, why didn't you? You know, you're the one who's calling for lifetime bans for PEDs,
right,
and speaking out about guys who aren't on your team, who are involved with domestic violence. You know, if they're on your team, then they get a pass, I guess. And if they're cheating and they're on your team, they get a pass. But where's the consistency of Justin Verlander?
It's gone.
Because that guy...
It maybe has never been there.
Yeah. It's what it seems like. So the whole thing with the Astros is a mess. So baseball family, we want to do something fun with this because clearly everybody's upset. With everybody coming in this week with spring training, we've heard from a lot of guys who are very upset about it. A lot of players, like we talked about last week. Cody Bellinger, for one, said, you know, the Astros robbed the Dodgers of a title, and Jose Altuve robbed Aaron Judge of an MVP. That's pretty hot fire that he's spitting there.
Yeah.
And I totally agree with him 100%. So this is something fun we want to do. These guys are going to get drilled a lot. They're going to get hit by pitches. So what we're going to have, once the season starts, we're going to keep a little counter in the bottom of the screen that is the Astros hit by pitch counter. We're going to keep track of this because it's going to happen. It's going to be happening a lot. And I'm not one for hitting guys, but in this case, like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This deserves it, and we're going to keep track of it.
Yep.
Just as something fun to do.
I agree. It's going to be awesome. So, when you told me about that idea, I was like, I'm still laughing about it. Right? Like it's fantastic. Oh man.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun.
It's awesome. I have in honor of that decision, I've got my book recommendation of the week right here. It's the Baseball Codes. It's all about baseball's unwritten rules.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more.
Nice.